Hey, how's it going? So, no guitar video this time around because you've guessed it, I've had to send it back yet again. Don't even get me started on that. Let's focus on some good music instead. I have a great song for you today, which I'm gonna be reacting to and commenting on. It's called Naive by a band called Infra Violet. So, let's get right to it and I'll see you afterwards. Right, so Naive by Infra Violet. Here we go. Love the synths.
Sunset, open road. I can feel your guilt halfway across the earth. I'll get there slowly, driving down all the roads that don't lead to you first. When I love again,
Wow.
I'll be as gullible as I was with you then. Until then, my friends will drive till we find something better.
I mean, how just how beautiful is her voice, right? I mean, and we ain't seen nothing yet because she's surely saving the best for the chorus, of course. But already she's showing us many different kind of things she can do because there's some softer parts which almost have kind of a, I don't know, breathy quality to them. I know nothing about vocals, so I'm just making words up here. Um, and then again, in certain other parts, she's giving us like a glimpse of what's to come, and she sings with a little more power. And then her voice almost has this kind of lyrical quality to it almost. I mean, such a beautiful timbre, and she sure knows how to use it as well. So, looking forward for the chorus.
I know you want me to be okay too, so let me make this easy.
Okay, so we got a pre-chorus first. One thing I think is interesting to point out here is that they're taking things away to make the song sound much more toned down so that the chorus can be this big explosion. And what they did to her voice is they applied some very tasteful distortion because you almost don't notice it, but it makes her sound much more boxy because it's very mid-rangey. So there's no lows, no highs, and very harmonically rich. So, it's a way of taking away, but in a very tasteful way, so that you don't even realize it, sort of. But let's listen to the chorus.
See it on you. Now you ask about me. Yeah. I'm not so bad. I'm not so bad, honestly. I might be naive. Yeah.
I mean, come on, this should be illegal. Like, I mean, now that we hear her voice full power, like, what I noticed immediately is that, like, if this is her optimal range, where she feels the most comfortable singing, sometimes she gets up here, and not for a second does it feel like she's forcing it, With many singers, they will reach some pretty high notes, but it will sound very forceful, kind of, and the voice gets maybe very harsh. But with her, I don't know, she preserves this very creamy kind of, I don't know how else to describe it. It's like a very creamy quality she has to her voice. She preserves it when she goes up, and then also towards the end of the chorus, she gets down pretty much, considering she's a female singer. I guess. I mean, I don't know anything about vocals, right? So whatever I'm saying, take it with a pinch of salt, but it feels to me like even when she gets down in pitch, way below what I think should be her comfort zone, she is still super consistent. It just sounds great. So I'm really impressed. And this is so weird to me because if you've been following along, you know that I make instrumental music. I almost exclusively listen to instrumental music, so that's my thing. But when I listened to this song, it just blew me away. And, as far as I'm concerned, I might not have that much experience as a listener to songs with vocals. But to me, this blows everything else out of the water. Like, this is genuinely, to me, I feel the most beautiful voice I've ever heard. So it's out there. I said it. Let's move on.
Well, I'm not so bad. I'm pretty glad it's like
Down low.
the dream of better love.
Another verse.
Plaster masking a heart-shaped open wound. Sun setting. The thought of I can't believe I dreamed it would ever be you. When I find happy because I had the bravery to stay naive. Sun rising on me, I can see the glow of the ether.
And again, another thing that came to mind here is, if you've watched any of my previous videos, especially the ones where I kind of break down songs and kind of try to explain why there is a certain structure and, in my opinion at least, you know, my humble opinion, how to keep things interesting and not get the listener bored, one of the things I repeat all the time is don't ever just copy paste, right? If you're gonna double up a section, make sure you add something, make something different, take something away maybe even. They didn't even need to do that in this case, right? Because it seems to me that they just literally copy-pasted the first verse to use as the second verse as well. And the only difference is that she's singing different lyrics, of course. And it works! I mean, not for a second did I feel as a listener that I wanted to kind of skip because, you know, I heard this before, it got boring. I guess that's having a vocalist for you, right? So, let's move on.
All I want
Same pre-chorus,
you to be okay.
but it works.
It gets easier the further I drive away. Now you ask about me, yeah. Well, I'm not so bad.
Certainly aren't.
I'm not so bad, honestly. I might be naive, yeah.
So epic.
So bad. I'm pretty glad it's like
Okay, so now we've reached the point where we're 2 minutes and 45 seconds in. We need something more. We can't just stop the song here, but we've used up most of the ingredients we have, right? The intro, the verse, the chorus. So this is the let's add in something completely different to make the song a little longer so that we can then finish it off part, as I like to call it. So things are about to get even more epic, so let's have a listen.
I don't regret a single thing. I can't have you, but
So powerful.
the joy.
There isn't even much going on as far as instruments, you know? Just a drum roll. Do I hear an e-guitar maybe? Or a synth kind of emulating an e-guitar? And the bass maybe, and a pad. And that's it. And her voice just soaring high above everything. Just epic.
To carry what you did to me. Carry on, carry me. Now you ask about me, yeah. Well, I'm not so bad.
And I mean, I've been going on forever about the vocal part, even though, again, I don't know shit about vocals, but it's just that beautiful. But let's spend a few words about the instrumental part as well, because one thing that I think most synthwave producers, especially the ones that are just starting out, do with their mixes is they will boost the highs a lot. And to a certain extent, I get it, because the highs, that's where the energy is, that's where you got the sizzle, the spark. And the thing is, though, after listening to a few songs like that, you kind of get ear fatigue, right? Because it just gets harsh in time. And so what they did here, which I think is very smart, is they kind of kept the highs tamed, you know? The lows sound clean and there's body there, there's meat. But most importantly, they preserved that all-important mid-range, which is where her voice sits for the most part as well. And they didn't go crazy on the highs. And I really love this because I could just listen to this song for 24 hours and my ears wouldn't get any ear fatigue. Maybe I would get bored after 24 hours of this song on repeat, but yeah, that's a very smart choice and one that I for sure am trying to implement into my own productions as well. So I just wanted to point that out.
I'm not so bad, honestly. I might be naive, yeah.
You know, this chord sequence here reminds me a lot of Every Day is Like Sunday by Morrissey, right? Every day is like Sunday, right? It's kind of the same thing. And now you also know why I only do instrumental music, because my voice sucks. So let's move ahead quickly here.
But I'm not so bad. I'm pretty glad it's like this.
Right, so that was Naive by Infra Violet. If you enjoyed this song as much as I did, I have left some links in the description box where you can find Infra Violet on various social sites. Now, what I've also left in the description box is a link to my playlist on Spotify where you will find Naive and many other cool songs. I think there's a very nice balance there between, you know, some big and famous acts such as The Midnight, Laserhawk, Carpenter Brut, and, you know, the big guys, right? But there's also a lot of great, small, unknown, independent artists. And I'm very picky when it comes to submissions, so the ones you will find there are just, you know, the ones that I like and that have a great production quality. And yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. So again, the link to the playlist on Spotify is in the description box. Give it a listen. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.